Hello, everyone. Today, let's talk about B vitamins. And in particular, I'm talking about B9, which is also known as folate or folic acid. And let's talk about B12. Why are our levels lower than they should be? What should our levels be? And how am I supplementing this to get back to optimal levels? So let's talk about it. All right, so on my last set of lab tests, I'm testing low for folate, which is also called B9 or folic acid, and I'm testing low for B12. And I thought this would be a great topic for all of us to talk about. So first of all, why are our levels lower? So low levels of B9 and B12 have been linked to autoimmune and different types of arthritis. And the studies are showing that those of us with autoimmune and different types of autoimmune diseases are running lower with B12 and B9. Now, with my last set of blood tests, the first doctor that looked at them said everything was normal and nothing was wrong. When the second doctor took a look at my lab results, she warned me that I had low folate and low B12. Now, the first doctor said everything was normal. There are very wide ranges for these lab tests. So unless you're extremely low and fall off of the chart, some doctors won't flag it and let you know that you need to start supplementing, whereas other doctors might flag it and tell you that you're low. So it's best that you take a look at your lab results and see where you're actually falling with your B vitamins. All right, so with B9, where should our ranges fall? All right, so remember I said there's a wide range and there's a pretty wide range. So this one can fall anywhere from 2.7 to 17 nanograms per milliliter. And B12 can fall anywhere from 190 to 950 picograms per milliliter. Remember when I said there was a wide range? These are the wide ranges. So I'm actually within range, but at the lower level. So I'm about to fall off within range, but I haven't fallen off the cliff yet. Now, remember, the first doctor didn't flag it at all and didn't tell me to supplement, whereas the second doctor said you need to start supplementing now, you're getting too low. Now, when I was told to start supplementing, this is when another issue popped up because I was already supplementing with a B complex and it had plenty of B12 and plenty of B9 within that vitamin. This is when I fell down a complete rabbit hole and learned more about MTHFR gene variant. Now, bear with me for a second. All right, so I was already supplementing with B vitamins. However, my levels were still low. In typical regular B vitamin supplements, the form of the B vitamins is in the non-active form. And if you have the MTHFR variant from both parents, you're not able to make the conversion from the non-active form to the active form of the B vitamins. And so you're not able to use them, which could show lower levels like my labs did. However, there are other ways to tell. You can actually do testing to see if this gene is a problem for you or not. And 23andMe has a test for this gene variant, and it costs about $100 at the time I made this video. You can also get a functional med type doctor to test for this gene variant. Typical doctors typically won't test for it because insurance won't pay for it. Now, you don't always have to test for everything to figure out if you have it or not. There are other types of signs. For instance, on your lab report, you would see high levels of homocysteine levels. And I happen to have that as well. In particular, the B vitamins are what our body uses to help us get rid of toxins. So a lot of us that have this gene mutation, you would see that we struggle with toxins and we're not able to detoxify the body well. So for instance, we would struggle trying to eliminate heavy metals and different types of substances. Now, people with the MTHFR variant that don't know they have it, you will see them struggling with conditions like cancer, depression, ADHD, bipolar, chronic pain, fibromyalgia, migraines, nerve pain, to name a few. The list actually goes on and on. So what does all of this mean? If you happen to have this gene variant and you're supplementing with regular B vitamins, it's not helping you. In fact, it's hurting you more than it's helping you. So I have not been tested for this gene. However, I have so many of the other conditions like high levels of homocysteine and some of the other issues that we talked about. I decided to just supplement as if I have the gene mutation and not really check into the actual testing. So what this means is instead of regular B complex, I'm looking for methylated B complex. So instead of using regular B complex or typical vitamins, what I'm looking for are B vitamins that are methylated. So it's not all B vitamins. Remember, it's B9 and B12 that you're looking for methylated. So B9 or folic acid would be in the form of methylfolate. And remember, the methylated versions are just the active form so that we don't have to make the conversion before our body is able to use it. And the B12 that's methylated, you will see as methylcobalamin. Don't get me on the actual pronunciation. I've struggled with that one the entire time for making this video. Now, it doesn't harm us to take the active forms of the B9 and B12 if we don't have the MTHFR variant, just a higher level of the same B vitamin in the active form that comes ready to use for our bodies without having to make the conversion. Now, when you start using the methylated form of B9 and B12, you would start to see certain things on your lab results, like your homeocysteine would go down if that was the main cause for it to go up, and you would see your levels of folate and B12 go up on the scale instead of continuing to backslide. So I personally made the choice to start using the methylated versions before I was even tested for the gene variant. Because I met so much of the criteria, I thought, why not? Let's switch up the supplement and try the methylated forms. Now, I was actually blown away at how much energy I got when I made the switch, and I actually started to feel a whole lot better. Now, if you're using the typical regular non-active form of B9 and B12 and you have this variant, it actually makes you feel more sick than it does better. So if you're supplementing with B vitamins and you're feeling worse, take a look at the MTHFR variant and see if you have it, or try the methylated version and see if you feel any better on it. As always, in the description, I'll drop what I'm taking in the methylated forms so that you can take a look at it and decide if it's something you want to add to your supplement routine. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.